Hey, what's going on, guys? Botmentality here with another Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin chart analysis. And today is May 5th of 2018, and we will go ahead and jump into this here, guys. And I'm kind of upset because in yesterday's analysis, I forgot to include my May the 4th joke. So that's really frustrating. However, I will go ahead and say it now. May the 4th be with you. Thank you very much. Okay, so we'll go ahead and jump into this now, guys. And what we're seeing right now, as far as on the dailies, we're seeing that continuation of the ABCD pattern we've been talking about for so long. You know, where you had the high here at the 9,700, the low here in the 8,600 area, lower high here at the 9,500, and then a higher low here at the 8,000. Well, let's just say 9,000 level. That'd be a really good area right there, 9,000. The curl up, and we saw the break. Now, as of recently, what's different is we saw that we are actually right here on this day here, which was yesterday on the 4th. We didn't just see, we saw this huge, washout, essentially, this huge market selling where people took profits, and we were bought up on this candle right here. We were bought completely up. And now what we saw is continuation of that, and we were already tested the highs, here on the 3rd, pulled back a little bit on the 4th, but on the 5th, we saw a continuation of that bullish momentum and further pushed above those highs. And it looks like we have the potential to go ahead and close over that, which is a good sign. I'm looking, however, today for us to continue to push higher and test that 10,000 level everyone has been waiting for so long. And we have so much optimism for that level, so much bullish momentum towards that level. Now, one thing I do want to bring up here, guys, is if we do actually reject this 10,000 level and then head back down, I would see that as a pretty bad sign. I think that everyone's looking for us to surge through that level. I see a lot of people posting about, once we break 10,000, head towards 11,500. There really isn't any significant resistance between those two levels, between 10,000 and 11,500. So pretty much everyone has their sight on us ripping through 10,000 and heading through 11,500. I bring that up to say that if we don't see that, and instead we see a top there at 10,000 and pull back, I think that would be very demoralizing to everyone currently. But let's just see. It depends on how it plays out. We might touch 10,000, pull back, maybe $100, and then curl back up and head back through. Or what would be more negative would be if we touch 10,000 and then just dumped, and we just saw massive inclining bearish volume, and also saw just heavy selling. That's the kind of rejection I'm talking about. That would I think would leave a bearish sentiment in the market that would decrease the optimism. So we'll keep a lookout for both of those scenarios and see what we get. And I imagine we'll find out here within the next couple hours. I will say I am long currently though. So let's see what we got here. Let's go ahead and jump in here to a shorter time frame. Let's do the 1 hour here. And actually, no, let's break it down a little bit more. Let me do the 30 minutes. I can tell you about the trade I made. Made a little over $150 today. Just trading pretty small. Just looking for a large move and wasn't really seeing it in this sort of grindy, choppy action. So pretty much the trade I made today was, we saw this. I was long down here. I spoke yesterday in my video. I got long down here in the, wait a minute, that is not purple. We got long down here in the 9,400 area right here. Saw an incline in price, a pullback, a shoot up here to test the highs. I didn't take any off. A couple people in chat caught the low and sold that rip. Great job there, guys. And then we had this consolidation right here. So I'm still long from the 9,400 area, and so I saw this push up we push up here to break the 9,800 highs. We tried to test that once, didn't make it. Twice right here, didn't quite make it. And then what happened is we actually sold back down, and so I actually had to stop there at 9,700. What was it? 9,579. That's what it was. Okay. And I actually got stopped out right in here. Okay. And so I took that off. Definitely made profit because I was long from the 9,400s, but certainly not as much if I took it off in the highs, but I was trying to give it some room. So I went ahead and took it off, set that stop, and that I actually got stopped out while I was sleeping. And so then what we saw was a continuation here. We saw that look at the wicks. I always say, watch the wicks, guys, watch the wicks. I always say that. So we saw the wick get bought up here on the 30-minute and saw continuation, and we started grinding back up this direction here, guys. Okay. So when we saw that, I woke up, and when I woke up, I actually woke up a few hours later. I woke up into this area right here, and I saw that we got bought up on that and made a higher low. I instantly got back in my position. I said limit order and got filled in there at the $9,676.97 area. It held that through this grind, and then eventually right here, I actually took it off. Took that off right here when we saw that double top, one top here, which is technically. If I draw, essentially why I took it off is if I draw this horizontal line right here, you'll see we broke that. So we did see a surge of volume right here as well. And so I'm expecting us to continue upward and keep going, seeing shorts liquidate, and we're just going to head towards 9,900 and keep going towards new highs. But we didn't see that. We saw the wick on top, a pullback here, and then another wick here. Actually, you could say 2 more wicks here on the 30-minute, right at that area. So when I saw that, I was like, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and take this off. So I set a limit order, got out of that, and sold that there at the 9,795 level. And I'll go ahead and show you that, the P&L for that there. And here's my entries and exits there from GDAX. So these are my entries and that's exit there. And that's why I took it off, is because I saw that we had the volume. We had the huge volume down here, the break through the prior highs at the, let's see, 9,675 level. So I'll break through that, shove back down as far as sellers entering, try to retest it, shove back down again. I took it off. Now, this is where the chart gets interesting, okay? So we didn't stop there. We saw a serious decline in volume. Check this out down here on the bottom of the chart. We saw a serious decline in volume right here, okay? And with that decrease, we held. We had a sort of a rounded bottom here on the 30-minute. What does that signify to me? Okay, so that looked like it was it. We saw a really weak break of these highs over here. And I think, short sellers are thinking, okay, we're heading down now. This is it. Bitcoin's not going to reach 10K. And what happened? We curled right back up and reclaimed that support where there's that purple horizontal line I drew. So I end up entering a position on that, and I'll have a very close stop on that, and we'll see where we end up here if we end up pushing towards 10,000 again. But I said might as well give it a shot. I'm green on the day already, and I don't mind, we're going in that with some small size, and let's see what happens. So we're keeping an eye on that. If you're looking for an entry here, guys, I don't recommend getting in too high above this unless you're willing to, risk a little bit on getting stopped out, or you're trading small size, because of the fact that, we're seeing a really tight range here. We're seeing a really tight range here on the bottom. I don't know why all this is here. We're seeing a really tight range here on the RSI. And so it's kind of a difficult read if you're looking to trade off that in this area. And then also the fact that we're above that purple support there of the high there at from the 3rd. We're above that currently. We did bounce off it, but Bitcoin has been really choppy, and it's been a really tight range here recently. So I can definitely understand if you get stopped out of here, it could be really easy to do. It's basically what I'm getting at. So I'm trying to say don't chase, because at least from my perspective, there's not much of an edge right here. The RSI is so tight, it's so difficult to trade. The volume's so low, it's hard to see any kind of climax. It's hard. This is for more advanced traders if you're looking to trade up here. So that's my 2 cents on Bitcoin for right now. I'd wait to see either a base, see a shoot up through 10,000, see a reject there if you're looking for a short position, and a volume climax along with that, or look for a base above 10,000. I would say be patient. If you're looking to scoop long, the level I'd actually be focusing on is more down here. Is down here near this purple line. Oops, excuse me. I'm sorry. Down here, either the 9.6 or a little bit on the top of these highs here at the 9.7. But even the 9.7 is risky. I would say look for the 9.6, or at least be careful. Be careful, especially if you're not able to keep a close eye on the market at this time. So that's Bitcoin, guys. We'll see where we go here in the next couple hours. So Ethereum has been continued to be an absolute bull. Definitely a lead on the market, and we've just seen nothing but straight uptrend. Great job for everyone who scooped this up. I was predicting us to be at 810 by the time we reached 10,000, but we've pushed through that. So great job on Ethereum. Should you chase? No. The reason why I say that is because we're so extended right here, guys, that if for some reason, let's say some negative news comes out and Bitcoin dumps, Ethereum has much more room to fall, is what I'm getting at. So be careful with Ethereum, guys, but great job for everyone who's winning. If you're currently long in it, just use a trailing stop is what I recommend. And take profits on the way up, because you never know what could happen. But if Bitcoin breaks 10K, this thing is going to get going, which is going to be absolutely insane. Those are my thoughts there on Ethereum. I'd still wait for a pullback. I mentioned yesterday I'd like to see a pullback here towards 750. We didn't even get really near that. The lowest there was, what, 760? So I wouldn't have even bought that dip right there on Ethereum. I was looking for the 750 psychological area. But you see, if you would have scaled in your orders, that would have worked, and you would have been in profit here. Besides that, I'm just going to be patient on Ethereum. Not looking for an entry here. Litecoin, again, we're on the 30-minute time frame. Litecoin has definitely reclaimed. We've been having some pretty horrid price action lately. So regarding Litecoin, it's been lagging. It's been barely even moving. But what happened is we saw an increase in the Litecoin to Bitcoin ratio, which is exactly what I've been talking about here for a couple of days to keep an eye on, because when we saw an increase in that, we saw more volatility, and we saw this nice curl up here to break through on the ABCD pattern on Litecoin. So for everyone who scooped in this area, great job. You did definitely a great job there, and we'll see where Litecoin continues to head here in the future. I'm personally going to just wait. I'm waiting. What I'm waiting for is I want to see this Litecoin to Bitcoin ratio break over the critical resistance here of the, I'll go jump to the daily. The critical resistance here of the 1800 Satoshi level. Once we get over that, I'll be a lot more interested in Litecoin, thinking big picture based off these, 2400 Satoshi area right here. Okay. So I want to see Litecoin get back above this 1800 Satoshi area. And that's really what I'm looking on right now. Good job if you made that Litecoin trade. My main focus, honestly, is Bitcoin, just to see, kind of determine the momentum of the market right now. Are we really going to get going over this level, over this 10K level? And what are we looking to see there? So that's really all I got for that. Some other significant news I want to go ahead and let you guys know or talk about that I found significant was here on CNBC, this article they released talking about Coinbase, how they're essentially preparing to grow their client base. They're essentially 100%, and they already have, and they're looking to do it again. They say here, we expect to again double this capacity in the coming months, all while maintaining the highest standard of security expected by our customers. And I will say this, Coinbase, they had a rough start starting out. We had the whole Bitcoin Cash deal, and then their support has been, literally the worst support in the world. However, I'll tell you personally, I've never had any issues with Coinbase. I actually wired out some profits to pay myself here within the past couple days, and the money arrived. They predicted 3 days, it arrived in 2. And, so they've definitely been working hard to, clear their backlog of wires and to work on increasing their support staff. It says here that private company doubled the size of its full-time engineering staff and has overhauled much of the platform's code to gear up for more activity. So they're hiring more people. They're looking to, to have better support. So they're on the way up. This is a great sign. Coinbase is not worried that crypto is going to die or Bitcoin's going to die. Coinbase sees that there is huge potential and they're dumping money into pursuing the cryptocurrency market. So just keep this in mind. I definitely think this is definitely a great bullish signal as far as what could be coming in the future. So let's just keep an eye on Bitcoin. Let's keep an eye on the news and let's the market sentiment. We'll stay current there. Last thing I have here, I know I'm running a little bit long, guys, here at 12 minutes. One thing I wanted to go ahead and talk about today was your little bit of psychology is cash is a position. So, there's this, it's easy to get into this mentality of one trade equals one profit, right? So every time you make a trade, you can make $100 here, $100 there, $100 there, over and over and over. But that doesn't tend to happen because the market conditions won't be the same. You won't always make the right decision. And on top of that, sometimes your edge won't be present. So sure, you might not make any money, but if your edge isn't present, you didn't lose any money either. So basically, cash is a position. If you could be long, which could be great, or you could lose money. You could be short, which you can make money or lose money. But if you're cash, you won't lose money, which is, the first step in order to make money. It's just not losing your account. So that's really what I got there, guys. Don't feel bad if you've been sitting cash to this Bitcoin move. It's been definitely difficult to trade if you've been trading it consistently, but don't worry, your opportunity will come here in the future. I'm excited to see what Bitcoin does here in the next, let's say, 2 hours. We'll kind of determine if we can rip through that 9,900 level. And that's it, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Remember to stay focused. Continue to develop your trading mentality, your bot mentality. Have a great rest of your day, and I'm getting out of here. Deuces.